What's going on, y'all? It's J Smoke Reviews here, back at it again with another video, man. Bring you guys today a battle review. We're going to talk about two battles, actually, but one battle's getting the entire review, and that is Bad Newz versus JC from Bullpen Battle League, which obviously Bullpen has been going crazy this year. I feel like they've been up there in terms of activity with most of the other leagues. Obviously, iBattle throws a lot of events. They're probably up there. URL, even though it doesn't feel like it, is probably in that conversation too. I can't remember how many, but it feels like they've thrown 4 or 5 events. They obviously have the Pinnacle coming up as well pretty soon, and I'm sure even more plans after that. So things are going crazy over at Bullpen, and they had 2 battles that came from, I think it was called You Had to Be There. It was a card that had no stream, nothing, just battles that went down, and there was 2 battles waiting for us, Bad Newz and JC, and there was also Twork versus Clone, which I didn't end up doing a review on, and mainly because of this whole recycling thing, and Twork kind of bullshitting, but the more that I watched it, I kind of watched it in 2 separate parts. I started, I stopped, and then I went back, gave it its full watch. It's a good clone performance, man. In the first 2, particularly the first one, I feel like he's punching well, but I feel like it was an example of an opponent against Twork. Like, Twork is stumbling all over the place. I mean, he doesn't flat out choke, but there's no cohesion to his rounds. His second has some good content in it. I know he reused the Incredible scheme, and he kind of is like doubled down on it. Outside of that, he had some good bars, but it's just not stumbling, recycling. Like, it's unserious rounds for the most part. But I felt like Clone was punching good, won the first clear. How could you not? The second, I feel like obviously many are going to say he even won that because that's the round that Twork recycled in, but even the other material, even with a few stumbles, I didn't feel like Clone like snatched the round. So most people are going to have Clone up 2-0. Hell, I even have Clone up 2-0, but there was almost like conversation in that second. And it wasn't until I watched Clone's third that I realized really how kind of complete of a performance it is. They both kind of took the real talk, trap talk approach, and I felt like Clone was just better than Twork in that round. Twork's third is pretty good, but I got to give Clone his credit, man. In my opinion, it was a 3-0, not like a body bag 3-0 by any means, but I think it's a clear victory no matter how you score it. 2-1, 3-0, and even though Twork was stumbly for most of the battle, I feel like Clone's material, was like that, and then obviously towards the back half of the battle, Twork is pretty good, helps the footage a little bit, so overall, wanted to shout out Clone. I felt like that was a good win to add to the resume. It's really what I asked from him after seeing a year where he had some good wins and good competition, but the wins came against guys that he was heavily favored against, and when he faced, the Avs of the world, I felt like he was good, but there was levels being shown. You can't say the same in this one, right? So good result right there, and then from there we can get into a battle. It's even more interesting to me, obviously, why I did the review, which is Bad Newz versus JC. So the battle starts off on JC, and I'm not gonna lie, I really like JC first, to keep it real with you. He starts out with this wander in type of wordplay. I thought that was cool. Gilbert Arenas, I brought guns in gyms, so I thought that was cool too, but it's a lot of jabs, you know what I'm saying? They think they see light at the end of the tunnel, and then it's all in their mind. And then he kind of has this dry spot through the middle. He's got a couple bars in the round we're about to talk about, but for the most part, he was rapping, but I didn't feel like there was any energy, there was any pace, urgency, like lack of just, I don't know, like just real effort, it felt like at a certain point in this first round. But then he ends with the ambidextrous, you're only left for bragging rights. Thought that was dope. And then he ends with a bomb in the first. Claims he couldn't be moved. Now he don't want action figures, so the action figures needing to be moved bar. I thought that was crazy. But that's JC's first, you know what I'm saying? Pretty condensed, not even like short, but just in terms of what landed, notes I got down. I just didn't feel like it was that crazy of a round. Then you got Bad Newz. Starts with a pretty good rebuttal, because apparently the venue was like super hot in there. You might see it in like the faces of the crowd, or even them complaining about it a few times in the battle. I'm trying to kill him before this heat do. I thought that was solid. If you say I rap like Surf, that mean you finna lose is actually hilarious. Then the matching, they talk about the matching Cartiers, but they don't talk about me and wifey almost sharing the same time. Playing off of, at the time, was when Remy and Bad Newz had the match and watch photo, which is an angle that's brought up later. I didn't really feel like any of the bars out of that situation in this battle was that crazy, even though it's brought up like kind of frequently. Took my hammer from my op. This a vice grip. That's fire. And plus there's a few, Vice Lord flips all throughout this first. It's really like kind of the basis of this first from Bad Newz, really this whole second half. He is the cheat code scheme. You get X'd out and left down, like naming all the buttons. So I thought that was dope. They asked me, they asked you, Newz, you got a problem? Yeah, I do. I'm trying to get these vices together. Once again, another vice flip. I think that was maybe the best one of the first round. I thought that was fire. Put this VL down in LV. Once again, kind of that playing off a fashion scheme as well. The coke is fucking with your features, takes the nights off. Kind of Bad Newz a little funny on the low. I feel like he's got a couple bars like that. That plus he's hitting pockets as well, so it's all being wrapped quick. Joke goes off quick. When the bar does show up, he knows how to deliver it. So yeah, really good first round to keep it real with you. And then he has he ends with the truth hurt. And I'm gonna add Vice Lord. So I don't know. Overall, I thought that Bad Newz' first was kind of crazy, and I was shocked, man. Bad Newz kind of clearly took this first round from JC, and I had him up 1-0 going into the second. But, of course, JC's going to fight back, right? So JC second, inversely to his first, he gets the cooking. The Antoine Jameson, hide your wife, hide your kids bar to open. I thought that was dope. Just ask. He said, I got a silencer. I don't mind saying it twice. Just ask the Don. You can't even add just ask John. You can't even add it on if you ain't saying it right. Add the Don. That was crazy. It's probably the best bar in this battle. So JC opens up way better than he did in his first round. This is going to be the first time Bad Newz made it home, and it wasn't you. Fire. Charleston White, I won't fucking move. Fire. So now even just the quality of the in-between bars, I feel like, is up from the first round. The earth flat bar, I thought that was cool. They go for the knee slapper and get the kickbacks. I thought that was crazy. I hate the notion that I'm a killer. Even I be in denial with a body like Baby Moses. I thought that was dope. JC take the wheel. JC gonna take the wheel because you're writing yours. So he's kicking Bad Newz ass in the second round, you know what I'm saying? As he should be, put an end to Bad Newz, like Revelations, crazy. Put you on a flight without him, but he's with y'all in Spirit Airlines. So JC second is up there, might be the best round of the battle, you know what I'm saying, from either of them. And Bad Newz opens his second kind of crazy too, so it looked like it was about to be, wild. Not that it wasn't a good battle overall, but he opens up with the JC about to learn about fucking with them disciples. So the whole flip, Jesus Christ with the disciples, right? So that was fire. You could never fuck with this type of news. It's a classified secret. It's Bad Newz. Like, overall, I feel like these are flips. I'm always at him for outdated bars. And even in this battle, he has a couple of you go and pick him out. Like, I'm not saying that the guy is low deluxe, you know what I mean? But just, I feel like his punchlines got just more creativity than they did a couple years ago. Like, I like that flip. Then he has an animal scheme. So, there's still limitations in terms of that creativity, right? This stick stuck in my hand. It's a splinter. I thought that was fire. So I thought he had a really good first half of his second. And then from there, like, his second is still good. I had a homie, he was skinny, but he died obese, overweight. The 9/11 bar I thought was dope. You know how to disrespect everything he stand for, paralyze him. The gun titles bar, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are all cool. I felt like he was still good, but just not up there like he was in the first half of his second, and really how JC was there for his whole second. He does have one more bar that I really liked. Before battle rap, we was eating off the grass like a picnic. I thought that was fire too. So good pockets, really nothing bad to say about his second. This is a good Bad Newz performance 2 rounds in. But JC just took it to the level we know that he can, and it was a pretty clear 1-1 going into the third round. So then you get into the final round of the battle, right? This is the deciding one at 1-1, and JC opens his third, going back to the Remy Ma watch angle, which kind of led into a comedy bar. I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I kind of referenced the beginning that I didn't really care for either when either one of them brought it up, but specifically the way he tried to execute this didn't go on too long, but then The next few bars after that were just punches, I feel like it took him a minute to heat up too. So overall, it's like a self-inflicted wound to start the third. And I don't know, I've just seen more of this from JC over the last, year and a half or so. But then he is the Katrina victims bar. I thought that was dope. Your mom and pop, pop your mom, then your mom and pop in the trunk, tied up. Now we even. I thought that was dope. All Pride Month, you getting dragged. So a little clever, kind of funny there. Smoke them and then drop green in a swish, like a perfect release, like 2K green in the swish, but obviously rolling up a swisher. I thought that was dope. Last time Bad Newz shut down the A was COVID. It's probably two of the better bars of his round, was the COVID joint just now, and then fucked up an attorney in the A, like YSL. So that's it though. Like he has a couple good bars at the end, kind of reminds me of his first, but overall, just a beatable round, like a decent but beatable round. And I hate to say it, but I feel like there's been so much more of this. This battle's been talked about too much. They reference it in this battle, but I really feel like JC hasn't been the same since the Surf loss, and I feel like it's evident. And listen, there's still moments of him being really, really good. His one-rounder with Reed was good. His one-rounder versus EK was some of his best stuff since that, the Surf battle. But, the JC second in this battle, right? How good it is. When's the last time you saw that, but 3 rounds of that from JC? He used to be known for doing that, though. Battling down and often and kind of bringing an elite showing to everywhere he goes. He's good in this battle, he's decent, but I don't know, he left the door open. I feel like he's left the door open quite a few times, which is why I ended up having him losing the Klutz. I had him beating J2, but it's a very debatable battle with a lot of people having J2. These are not results that would happen to JC, once upon a time in his career. So, pretty beatable third, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I think Bad Newz won the third of this battle. He has I never knew a Vice who can't get a grip on life. Once again, going back to the Vice flips, but it was really some of his more clever of the battle. Then from there, it is a little bit of OBC Central. He has a chess scheme. He has a rock scheme, take your life for granted, we've heard that a lot. The URL owner just smacked Chico Beasley. You ain't got a spot hair. Okay, Bad Newz. So Bad Newz ain't starting the third, that crazy either. But then from there, he talked about a little bit of jail talk and said, so even before battle rap, I thought I had a career in the bullpen before I even got here. That was fire. They wanted me to help market you, so I brought a stock to share. I probably fucked that all up, but it was a stock share market you bar. That was dope. I got the gift of gab, made my truth from a liability. I like the liability wordplay. And then from there he says, you said I ain't put Kill Bill. I put collector on his shirt. He a lie, Bill a T. So I like the whole liability wordplay. I ain't gonna lie, he broke it down and it didn't sound forced or anything like that. Then a shot at T-Rex, which, if there is any Bad Newz battle I want, Bad Newz and T-Rex is a particularly good matchup style-wise. I'm gonna put T-Rex where everything extinct go. Everything extinct things, I guess to the afterlife. I was about to say, you can't really put them, not all extinct things going to the same place. But JC walked on water, but this one died from a little surf. I thought that was fire, People always be like, oh, we've heard about that loss forever. It's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. They're not gonna stop talking about it, especially with the state that JC has been in. And then he has this kind of funny bar going at Piranha, right, who apparently is also a Vice Lord, and talked about Piranha running from Green Ranger at the Bags and Bodies house, and he said, JC not walking on the wave was weird, but a fish with legs seemed stranger. I actually thought that was a really creative way of wrapping kind of a Piranha shot into kind of at JC. I thought that was one of the best bars that Bad Newz wrote from a creativity standpoint in the battle. So he ends his third very good, and in my opinion, like I said, he had a pretty slow start. I know how JC fans get down. They'll probably say bar for bar that he won the third either way. But I thought Bad Newz pretty comfortably got the third round of this battle and ended up winning this battle 2-1 first and third. And that is my full review of the Bad Newz and JC battle. And also, those are my thoughts earlier on the Twork versus Clone battle. And I got to give it to Bullpen, man. I mean, look, that's two Bullpen talents that I feel like have been active over the past 2 years, have demanded kind of a lot of noise in their name with the level of opponents they've taken. And something I critiqued about both of them last year, Clone and Bad Newz, is they were getting high-level competition, but they weren't really, like, winning those battles. I mean, Geechee and Bad Newz, right? Like, it's done a lot of views. I got Geechee kind of smoking Bad Newz. Bad Newz was pretty good in the battle, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, but I thought Geechee got after him. I thought Av got after Clone on the same card. I thought Chef Trez and Clone is a really good battle. I personally did have Chef Trez winning that battle, but that one was close and contested. But yeah, I feel like they usually beat competition they should, but they were having problems at that higher level. And look, you get into this part of the year, Bad Newz has beat Arsenal, which granted we know the state Arsenal's in, but I got him beating JC here, and then Clone with the Twork victory. Obviously, he's had a Danny Myers victory in the past, so I gotta, you know what I'm saying, give all the credit right now to what Bullpen's doing. The roster's holding it down. The cards are booked well. There's been good performances for the most part on all of them, and for all the critique that Bullpen's gotten, you know, with hidden one-rounders and stuff, you know, they've done some small league shit like any other small league, but this year I feel like they've moved mad professional with like a lot of organization and kind of like a plan, and I feel like it's really paid off for not just the league, but the battlers heavily involved with the league. They're kind of benefiting the most. So overall, it's a great self-sustaining operation over there, and I thought I should highlight these two victories. But please, you guys, let me know what you think of either of these battles in the comments down below. What do you think of Bad Newz this year, where he could possibly go from here? What do you think of Clone at the moment? Obviously, he did a Crucible like a couple weeks ago and beat New Jersey Twork in a 3-rounder. It's very strange times, you know what I'm saying, that we're in at the moment. But just let me know what you think of Clone and Bad Newz this year and what they should do going forward in 2024. But it's been J Smo Reviews again, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. Peace.